Hello and welcome to TTV News broadcast on TayNinhTV newspaper, radio and television with some latest events in TayNinhTV province and across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, on the occasion of the 78th anniversary of War Invalids and Mother Day, July 27, during a working trip to TayNinhTV province, Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa, member of the Politburo, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, head of the Central Commission for Propaganda and Mass Mobilization, offered incense in remembrance of Harriet's mother at the Master Temple located at the Long Coast Post National Historical Site. Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and head of the TayNinhTV Provincial National Assembly delegation, also attended the event.
In a solemn and respectful atmosphere, the delegation recounted the heroic and resilient tradition of the Long Coast, one of fierce battlefields during the resistance wars against the U.S. and in the protection of the southwestern border. Tens of thousands of officers and soldiers laid down their lives here to defend every sharp inch of the homeland. At the ceremony, the delegation observed a moment of silence and offered incense in remembrance of the President Ho Chi Minh and the heroic martyrs who sacrificed for the national independence, freedom, and reunification. In front of the spirits of the predecessors, the delegation expressed their gratitude and pledged to uphold the glorious revolutionary tradition and unite to further develop the homeland. On this occasion, the delegation also visited, encouraged, and presented gifts to officers and soldiers of the Long Coast Border Guard Post. On behalf of the delegation, Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa praised the Border Guard's high sense of responsibility and perseverance in carrying out their duty of safeguarding the national sovereignty and border security.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of July 25th, the Provincial Party Secretary Nguyễn Văn Quyết paid a visit and have a working session with the standing party committees of Tân Biên, Trà Vong, Thạnh Bình, and Tân Lập Commune to hear report on the operations of local commune level government and preparation for the upcoming party congress.
At the meeting, the local party leaders raised several challenges in the initial implementation of the two-level local government model. Notably, there are still many obstacles in providing and resolving administrative procedures for residents due to a lack of resources and inadequate infrastructure. In addition, the Commission proposed the early establishment of a project management board to effectively carry out key projects and avoid delays that could impact people's livelihoods. Speaking at the session, the secretary acknowledged the responsibility and dedication shown by local officials during the early phase of implementing the new model. He emphasized that given the ongoing restructuring of the organizational apparatus, localities will inevitably face difficulties. Therefore, special attention must be paid to internal organizational development, maintaining unity and consensus from the party to government and mass organizations to ensure officials feel secure in their work and to avoid a mindset of waiting for directives from higher levels.
And on the morning of July the 25th, at the TayNinhTV Provincial People's Committee held the facility number 2, the Provincial Construction Investment Project Management Board held a meeting to review the progress of investment projects planned for 2025. The meeting was chaired by Provincial Party Deputy Secretary and Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Úc, with the Vice Chairman, Nguyễn Hồng Thanh, also attending the event. The board reported on the approach of the Hill 82 Motor Cemetery and expanding the burial capacity for motors repatriated from Cambodia and consolidating smaller cemeteries into one site for the better management and remembrance. Chairman Nguyễn Văn Úc requested continued implementation, focusing on the two key issues and land clearance and compensation, and the early establishment of a compensation council. The Department of Finance was tasked with arranging funding including possible advances from the provincial or central budget. The meeting also reviewed the progress on other key projects such as the N8, 7A, 7B, and 789 roads, Trung Street operating and TayNinhTV International Border Gate, and Component 4 of the Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway, involving land clearance and resettlement. Chairman Nguyễn Văn Úc acknowledged the efforts but stressed resolving the challenges and speeding up delayed projects. For the Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway, part of a national key project, he emphasized that land handover must be completed before August 15 of 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, during his lifetime, President Ho Chi Minh always emphasized wounded and sick soldiers, family of soldiers, and mother are people who have made great contribution to the nation and the people. Therefore, it is our duty to be grateful, to love and support them. Deeply ingrained their work over the year, the party, government, and people of TayNinhTV province have consistently prioritized the gratitude repayment movement.
As a heartfelt tradition every year on World Investors and Martyrs Day or during national holidays, the modest home of Mr. Phạm Trung Giang into the commune becomes warm and lively, lovingly referred to as part of Nhị Thành village for severely wounded veterans. It has become a gathering place for those who once shared the same ideals and sacrificed for the nation's independence and freedom. Though returning from the battlefield with unhealed wounds, Mr. Yang and his fellow veterans in the village have never been alone, thanks to the timely support and care from all levels of the government. This support has given them renewed strength to live happily and heartily, continuing to be solid pillars for their families. Generally, both the province and the commune care about us. On every holiday or date, we receive gifts. It's always like that. We get to hear with the other veterans. Life is stable. Some need a bit more help, but most of us can still manage on our own. In recent times, localities throughout the province have paid special attention to gratitude efforts. Many policies for those who ran the service to the revolution have been implemented promptly and effectively, ensuring stable livelihoods for policy beneficiary families. These meetings, visits, and acts of encouragement during meaningful occasions are profound gestures of appreciation, showing the respect and solidarity of the party and state toward those who sacrifice for the country. Currently, TayNinhTV province has over 143,000 individuals recognized for their contributions to the revolution, including 6,850 Vietnamese heroic martyrs, 14,200 wounded and sick soldiers, and nearly 41,900 martyr records and relatives of martyrs. Many practical support policies have been implemented, hundreds of gratitude houses have been built, and thousands of appreciation gifts have been delivered directly to policy families. In just this July alone, TayNinhTV province has allocated over 2.7 billion Vietnam dong to carry out activities to care for and honor those with revolutionary contributions. The gratitude efforts continue to be a focus for the Provincial Party Committee and People's Committee. Particularly this July, many specific activities have been held, including delegations visiting and presenting gifts to families in communes across the province. We've also organized candle lighting ceremonies at Cemetery Province Way and House Memorial and Reburial ceremonies for martyr remains at Vinh Hưng Cemetery and Hill 82 Cemetery. Beyond material care, the province also pays special attention to the search and repatriation of martyrs' remains, supports DNA identification, and brings the heroic martyrs home to rest in the motherland. Meanwhile, the gratitude repayment movement continues to spread widely throughout the community, from the central to local levels. It has become a cultural hallmark, nurturing and instilling deep humanitarian values in future generations.
And on the afternoon of July the 25th, the Party Committee of Kinh Tường World Terror Conference reviewed the draft political report of its first party conference, term of 2025 to 2030. Mr. Nguyễn Minh Lâm, Provincial Party Standing Committee member and Vice Chairman of Provincial People's Committee, attended the event. At the conference, the local leaders presented the RAP preparation process and collected feedback. The action slogan for the new term was defined as Solidarity, Discipline, Breakthrough, Development. The RAP outlines for 15 key targets, 2 breakthrough programs and 2 major focus areas and 2 priority projects for the term. The first conference scheduled for August the 5th to the 6th of 2025. The Vice Chairman Nguyễn Minh Lâm urged the further refinement of the RAP to align with local development goals, emphasizing the clear targets, strategic solutions for the socio-economic growth, the local strengths, national defense, and cultural social advancement.
On the morning of July 25th, Deputy Prime Minister Mai Văn-Chính headed up the Steering Committee for the National Exhibition celebrating the 80th anniversary of National Day, September 2nd, 1945, September 2nd, 2025, during a hybrid meeting with ministries, agencies, and provincial authorities to prepare for the event. Vice Chairman of the Provincial Business Committee Phạm Tấn Hòa attended from the site. Deputy Prime Minister Mai Văn-Chính emphasized the exhibition's deep political, historical, and social significance. It will not only reveal the nation's proud journey, but also inspire patriotism, pride, and dedication. He counted on stakeholders to align efforts with the theme 80 years of independence, freedom, happiness, and complete Kitas by August 15, 2025, with urgency and determination. The Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism has completed several preparations, including exhibition layout planning, scheduling, and launching the official exhibition logo. Professors also reported progress on Trade Fest and Enterprise Showcase. The exhibition is scheduled to take place from August 28 to September 5, 2025 at the National Exhibition Center in Đông Anh, Hanoi.
In to create a favorable and efficient investment environment, the People's Committee of the Environment has assumed a plan to organize the first dialogue conference with FDI enterprises operating in the province in 2005. The conference aims to directly listen to and address the difficulties and challenges that foreign invested enterprises face during their business and production activities in the province. The event is also scheduled to take place on Thursday, July the 31st of 2005 at the Thông Nhạc Hall, the Provincial People's Committee headquarters. Approximately 300 delegates are expected to attend the event, including provincial leaders, representatives from foreign diplomatic missions such as the Consulate General of South Korea and Japan in Ho Chi Minh City, and various foreign business associations also. The conference is expected to bring practical solutions to improve the efficiency of FDI operations and contribute to the province's socio-economic development.
The audience following the administrative reorganization at the commune level, Long Hoa was established by merging 5 former units within Hoa Thanh Thao, covering nearly 56 square kilometers with a population of over 106,000 people. In the initial phase of implementing the 2-level local government model, the Long Hoa Public Administration Service Center has introduced many practical solutions to facilitate residents in quickly and efficiently accessing administrative procedures.
Immediately after starting operations under the 2-level local government model, the Long Hoa World People's Committee promptly submitted to the World People's Council a resolution to establish specialized agencies under its management. Among these, the Public Administration Service Center was identified as a key focal point, contributing to improving the quality of administrative procedure handling for residents in the area. The Long Hoa Public Administration Center benefits from taking over the facilities previously used by Hoa Thanh One-Stop Shop Receiving and Returning Resource Unit. The reception of applications is organized with counters arranged according to regulations, and the facilities are modern, serving the residents' needs for submitting documents. The civil servants at the center are well organized and professionally capable, with experience gained from working at the commune and World One-Stop Shop units in handling administrative procedures for the public. Despite a large number of residents coming to carry out administrative procedures, the center carefully and orderly managed citizen reception. In addition to the staff at the counters, the youth union members are also assigned to guide residents step by step, from taking a queue number, filling in application forms, to performing online public services on the National Public Service Portal. We guide people on how to log into the National Public Service Portal, help them find the necessary applications, and assist in filling out the required information to avoid errors before submitting the documents. We mainly double-check their information and wait for the results. For elderly people who have difficulty entering data, we directly input and support them. The initial operation process has basically been smooth. However, some difficulties remain, mainly related to specialized software like civil status justice, land management, and social protection. The digital signature system also encounters some operational issues. The synchronized implementation of various administrative reform measures in Long Hoa World has contributed to creating favorable conditions for residents to access public services, enhancing the efficiency of procedure handling, and moving toward a modern, service-oriented, and friendly administration.
Continue the program with domestic news. Ladies and gentlemen, Vietnam's economy is expected to remain resilient in 2025 and 2026, despite potential short-term growth slowdown due to tariff pressure. This were reports in the Asian Development Outlook, ADO July 2025, released by the Asian Development Bank, ADB.
According to the ADB report showing exports and imports, along with a strong increase in disbursed foreign direct investment, FDI has driven the economy in the first half of 2025. FDI commitments rose by 32.6%, while disbursements increased by 8.1% compared to the same period last year, demonstrating strong international confidence in Vietnam's economic outlook. Public investment disbursements reached its highest level since 2018 at 31.7% of the annual plan, up 19.8% year-on-year. Alongside this, the boost in export to counter tariff uncertainties has supported trade growth. Until ADB notes that this momentum will likely be difficult to sustain in the second half of the year. The ADB also stated that preliminary trade agreement with the United States announced in early July 2025 will impose significantly higher import tariffs on Vietnamese export to the U.S. This is expected to reduce export demand in the remainder of 2025 and into 2026. As a result, ADB has revised Vietnam's GDP growth forecast down to 6.3% in 2025 and 6% in 2026. Inflation is projected to decline to 3.9% in 2025 and 3.8% in 2026. In the first half of the year, market surveillance forces nationwide conducted over 11,500 inspections, handled nearly 10,000 violations, and imposed administrative fines totaling 266 billion Vietnam dong, of which 141 billion Vietnam dong was contributed to the state budget. 76 cases with criminal sides were transferred to the police. These results were achieved through a nationwide inspection campaign led by the Ministry of Industry and Trade, focusing on combating smuggling, trade fraud, and counterfeits. Local units were instructed to carry out inspections in key areas such as portages, airports, markets, warehouses, and e-commerce platforms. The Department of Market Management highlighted in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Lang Sơn, and An Giang as hotspots for counterfeit and untraceable goods. Alongside enforcement, a national goods database is being developed to enhance traceability and support anti-smuggling efforts.
In the last day of July, summer, Thanh Bình Khmer become more vibrant with the presence of Green Summer Volunteer Soldier. Along with many practical projects and tasks, the volunteer student team from Ho Chi Minh City University of Industry and Trade has contributed to supporting social welfare efforts and joining forces with the local community in building new rural areas.
These are the Rainstorm volunteer students from Ho Chi Minh City University of Industry and Trade carrying out the Youth Road project equipped with a system of 20 solar power lines along with the national flag in Thanh Binh Commune. And this project not only helps ensuring the traffic safety and public order, but also creating a scenic highlight and evokes national pride among local residents. At the same time, the student donated one with scholarship value at 500,000 Vietnam dong each, along with the many gifts to disadvantaged children and hoping to motivate them to advance in their studies and life. Implementing the policy of gratitude and remembering origins, the volunteers together with the youth union members of Thanh Binh Commune organized visits and gave gifts to families of policy beneficiaries and the people with meritorious services to the revolution. We think that even though the tasks we do are small, we always carry out them with the right spirit, so they also have very significant meaning. The students show a spirit of initiative, volunteering, enthusiasm, and full responsibility, especially under difficult conditions such as weather and limited living and working conditions. They have joined hands with the youth union members and the peoples of Thanh Binh Commune to carry out many projects and tasks in the area, contributing to building the new rural areas and implementing the social welfare work locally. The activity performed by the volunteer student team from Ho Chi Minh City University of Industry and Trade not only spread the spirit of living beautifully and usefully, but also help Thanh Binh Commune steadily progress on the journey to build new style rural areas that are greener, brighter, and more compassionate.
And today, TTV News wraps up now. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next program.